Guys and girls, what is going on? Thank you so much for joining me for our Monday evening stream here on the channel. We got Stock Tracker up in this place tonight. I was trying to sound cool, but it kind of came out a cringe. But I'm a cringe kind of guy. But anyways, we got Stock Tracker back with us, you guys. We're gonna ask Stock Tracker about this week's PS5, Xbox restocks. Let's go! Stock Tracker, the man, the myth, the legend.
You bet, man.
Oh hey, how's your start of the year going? Cause like the starts of my year has been a little bit nuts.
Yeah, mine's kind of messy. It's like a messy start to the year. But, yeah, no, I've just been keeping busy. It's been really weird times. Like, I shared just a little bit ago, Polygon had written up an article about how video game restock trackers were tracking COVID tests. And I have to say that's somewhere I already never expected to have an account like this one. But I definitely never expected to be like alerting thousands of people to like COVID-19 tests. So,
Right.
so that's been really weird and kind of surreal. And for me, I had to like step back from that for a minute to make sure that like, hey, if I'm going to be doing this, like if I'm going to tweet it out, I want to do that ethically. I don't want to just share like any test. And that's like a degree of seriousness that I usually don't have to have for consoles, though I take consoles really seriously. It's like this thing actually affects people's health. So I was like,
Right.
whoa, that's pretty heavy. So I've been kind of treading carefully with that.
Okay.
So yeah, and just trying to do my research on that front. But yeah, as far as like consoles and stuff go, man, I have to say the start of this January is way, way, way better than last January was. Last January, we had like 3 solid weeks. It was almost the entire month of nothing. There's like nothing at all. So the
Yeah.
fact that we had a pretty decent sized Target restock and we had Best Buy last week makes me actually feel really optimistic.
Um. Before jumping into the restocks, can you mind if I ask you a little bit about those COVID tests or?
If there's anything I'd ask you guys to not donate to me for, do not donate to me if I helped you get a COVID test. Like that just feels so weird to me. If
Yeah.
anything, just buy an extra COVID test for a friend or something like that.
So I've been
Yeah.
out of the loop for the last couple of weeks because of stuff with the holidays. I'm slowly getting back into the whole restock situation and stuff. But so what's going on with the COVID test? Just really quick before we move on to PS5 and Xbox restocks. What's the deal there?
Yeah.
Is it something that's getting like becoming hard to get or?
Yeah. It's harder to get the good ones. And it's easy to get the bad ones.
So
um,
when you say bad,
that's what I've been finding.
is there like tests that don't work or?
So what I've seen is that there are a lot of tests out there that are like that have overwhelmingly negative reviews that say that, in a lot of cases the tests are already expired when people get them.
Mm.
And with
Oh,
some of them, there are a lot of reviews like that. So like, what good is that doing you or anybody except giving you a false sense of security?
right.
I like, so I'm working on a piece. I'm writing up a piece for my newsletter that I've been working on, especially for this, so that people can, kind of have some of the research themselves. They can click on a link and actually see like peer-reviewed research. I did go to college, so I do know how to find that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So I feel
right.
confident in that. But I'm not a medical expert, and nobody out here tweeting, COVID-19 test restocks is a medical expert. But I've seen, people tweet out some that aren't so great. Like, I wish I could name a couple of the brands in particular, but the main one that is good is Binax Now. That's pretty reliable. Like medical professionals stand behind that one. But seriously, like if you guys are going to put your health and your family's health in anybody's hands, I would suggest you actually I'll tell you when things are in stock, but I'm not going to tweet just any COVID tests. There are a bunch of them that are just terrible, terrible quality. So,
Okay.
yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like, we shouldn't talk about it. We shouldn't be tweeting it at all unless, we have any degree of certainty. And even then, like, we're not medical experts. So we can't be the only resource for that kind of information.
Right, and so I see where you're coming from though, that you uh saw a pattern that certain or people posting that these were in stock were they were basically posting the wrong ones, and you wanted to share the more reliable ones.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
main thing. Like,
Okay.
yeah, to really caution about that. And just to encourage people to do like your regular due diligence when you're buying something that you haven't bought before. Like, especially if you're buying something on Amazon, like look at the reviews. If you see like over 100 people saying about this one product, especially a test that, hey, I bought one and it's already expired, that might not be a good one to get.
Right.
So, try to compare as much as you can, but again, like we're gamers and I'm not a medical expert, so please
Yeah.
please contact your doctor if you're really considering, doing something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind telling us a little bit about the drops that we saw today.
Sure. Yeah. So we saw Anton Line this morning. I anticipated that they're going to restock again. They're doing PS5 restocks like almost weekly right now. So that's really nice to see. So yeah, we had them pretty early this morning. It came back several times. So if you guys are familiar with Anton Line, you know that if you refresh the page after it sells out, a lot of the times you'll see add to cart pop up again. And I saw it come back several times over the period of like 5 to 7 minutes. So that was really good. I mean, that's just a really good sign of their stock situation in terms of PS5 discs specifically. They've been getting a lot of those. We haven't seen a digital PS5 restock from Anton Line in a good while. And they had their kind of big beefy Xbox Series X bundle for a bit that was like staying up for multiple days. That's officially gone now. But yeah, Anton Line has been super consistent, man. And as I was like tweeting it out today, I had people tagging me in their screenshots from orders that they placed last week with Anton Line. So
Oh,
they're on top of it, man.
so this was the second week in a row that they had that?
Yeah, yeah, they've been on it. They've really been on it. Yeah,
That's
and just
cool.
so you guys, like anybody here is familiar with Anton Line, also with the whole refreshing, trying to catch the add to cart, know that Apple Pay and PayPal are usually a really fast way to check out. Or if you have like autofill for your credit card information in your browser, that's another way to get through it pretty quickly. They do have a CAPTCHA that like annoys the heck out of everybody. Like, it's like, tell me, is this a boat? Is this a truck? Just that good old stuff. And that can slow you down a little bit. But if you're trying for Anton Line, like keep trying, keep refreshing for a little bit, because that add to cart button really does pop up several times.
The it's what did their bundle look like today? Did it have
Um,
some cool stuff in it?
it was all right. I mean, that's the nice thing about it, is like it's always retail.
Yeah.
Let me double check exactly what they had in it, but I know they had the disc PS5, a red controller. That's
Okay.
right. 12 months of PS Now, and then 12 months of PS Plus with the charging dock for the controllers.
Okay.
The last one that they did was very much like this, except instead of the charging dock, they had the media remote. So I feel like this one's kind of an upgrade, because you're getting 2 controllers with the bundle, and you
Yeah.
got the charging dock for 2 controllers. So pretty solid deal, honestly.
Yeah, that's a reasonable bundle. There wasn't any games. Uh,
No games this time.
why?
Yeah.
That's actually a really cool bundle. That's
Yeah,
actually
I
a
was
really cool
thinking the
bundle.
same thing, because we've been seeing a lot of bundles where, it's like they'll have Far Cry, and we know that Far Cry is like $20 right now, but they'll charge $60 for it because it's in a bundle.
Right.
Like, I would rather get, a year of PS Now over getting, a game for $20 or for $60 that I could get for $20.
Right.
So pretty solid. Yeah, not a bad one at all. it did come back several times. We saw a crazy amount of checkouts, and their delivery is still on point.
That's good.
And their cardboard boxes are great too, man.
That's what I was about to say. And that's like Anton Lane really has gotten good about help like packing their stuff, and it does arrive in good condition. I mean, me and Stock Tracker got a bundle from them last January, right? The same bundle.
Yep.
And it arrived in good condition. So they really are making sure that it gets to you guys and girls in good condition, which is always very important, because we have seen other certain retailers, Walmart, you know, those
a mixed bag sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm not saying it always happens, but I have seen people get boxes that are really like not, and sometimes I have to say it has to do a lot with the person who handles it, or if, like, I mean, there's certain stories out there that people have been dumping, or like certain delivery drivers have gotten fed up with their own job, I guess, and just dump packages into a river or something. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I mean, that's very rare.
That too, man,
that's
like,
very rare.
When stuff like that happens, it makes people think that, like, oh no, like 5% of all drivers are gonna just throw my stuff in the river.
Yeah, no. It's very, very limited. I mean, it's probably only like 2 out of very like million drivers, I would say.
Yeah, it's a crazy small percentage of likelihood that anybody is going to do that. And like, plus you got to think about the repercussions for somebody who does something like that. Like, they're probably going to have to pay for those.
Right.
And they're going to lose their job. Like, it's just a bad idea to ever do that.
Yeah.
So if you guys are working as a delivery driver,
don't ever do that.
All your packages in the river.
Yeah, I actually, sidetracking a little bit, I actually worked at my library for 1.5 years as a delivery person. I would deliver books to each library, and man, let me tell you, that was the furthest thing from my mind when I would have like a bad day. Everyone has bad days at work. You know, if you say you never have had a bad day at work, that's not true. At least one day out of the year, and that never crossed my mind. That's insane to me. So like I said, and like Tracker says, it's very rare, so don't be scared that's gonna happen, even though, you know. Yeah, so don't let him.
So Anton Line has been good. Yeah, so and honestly, like, there have been situations where like Anton Line has popped back up later on in the week with PS5 again, because maybe some people, you know, cancel their orders after thinking, you know, hey, maybe I'll get lucky with Walmart or some other retailer this week. So, you know, I'll be watching out for that, and if Anton Line does do something like that this week, I'll definitely tweet it out. Yeah, they've been kind of interesting to watch lately.
Console Kingpin says the red controller and charger alone are over $100 retail anywhere you look, so that's a good price on that bundle. Think it was $724. That's actually a good bundle. Very reasonable. Yeah, but like,
perfectly reasonable.
Like Tracker said, like, once they include games, you know, just be a little bit aware that sometimes they might include a game that's like a lot cheaper somewhere else. But today's bundle
is pretty notorious for doing that.
Man, so I mean, we mentioned GameStop. We might as well go ahead and I know I was gonna talk about another retail next, but we might as well jump into GameStop. And yeah, well, so I've been very vocal when I do my solo streams during the week, and GameStop, they're still doing those bundles, aren't they? Even like for in-store purchases.
Oh yeah, still doing beefy bundles. Still, you know, still throwing in games that, you know, they actually have on sale on their website.
Really quick, I just need to say, Dumb Skits wants the PS5. We hear you, bro. We hear you, man. We're definitely gonna cover what we know so far when it comes to PS5.
Yeah, we cover a lot of ground. And definitely, you know, if you have some specific questions, I love getting to talk with you guys, so we'll get to dive into that for sure. there is some pretty interesting GameStop news that I've been getting.
Okay.
I can just kind of roll it out. So I've gotten confirmations from probably more than not quite 24, but pretty darn close to 24 people who've checked in with their local stores, and their local stores are telling them that they're getting PS5s in for a in-store bundle drop on the 14th.
Oh, the 14th of this month, huh?
Yeah, so this Friday.
Ooh.
Now, as we know with GameStop in-store events, it's not going to be every single store, but I've been hearing a lot of people with those confirmations. So it's kind of, again, we're at one of those points where it's like, oh, okay, now we can start contacting our local stores, see what they say, well before GameStop even drops an official list. So it sounds like GameStop is going to be doing some kind of, in-store PS5 drop on Friday.
On Friday, breaking news, guys. There we go. GameStop select locations this Friday. And when something like that leaks, is it safe to say that if somebody calls their GameStop like today and asks them if they're participating, they've been given the green light, right? Like to say, yeah, we're participating.
Yeah, GameStop usually, like GameStop Corporation, they give their stores the green light pretty early on. And part of the reason is because that just generates normal foot traffic. We all have people visiting different locations to check in person. You have people calling around. Just in general, it gets a lot more buzz around the specific store locations. So they're allowed to tell you. It's not like with Target where the employees have like absolutely no idea when there's going to be a drop, like, because they really don't. Corporate keeps that for the higher ups only. Employees will know when they have stock in the back at Target, but they will have no idea when it's actually going to drop. But GameStop, you can call your store up, and if they're participating, you might have a manager just say, oh yeah, we're getting a bunch of PS5s in, we're going to be selling them on Friday.
Right.
Then that's it, and then it's confirmed. You just make sure to go to your store in that case. But yeah, so it's going to happen. And if you guys call your local stores, they should be able to confirm it to you anytime this week.
Awesome, man. And is that for let's see, Sam Spade is asking, open to members. Is that going to be like, I mean, you don't have to be a member. I think when you get there, if it's like membership required, they'll let you know, right? Like you can you can sign up right there and then
buy the membership. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been telling people, because like in some cases there were stores where you'd get there and you're like, oh, I'm a pro member. They're like, oh yeah, that doesn't matter, like anybody can buy these. So it can vary from store to store how seriously they take the pro member requirement. But the way that GameStop advertises it is that pros, that it's for pros. So I would say, if you're not a member right now, don't feel like you have to be a member if you're going to try for like an in-store thing at GameStop. If you confirm that your store's participating, you can ask them if it's going to be for pro members, but you don't need to buy a membership until the day of. You could buy it as you show up, basically.
Awesome, man. Thank you for the information. Jay Gonzalez says, how are you doing, Matt and Tracker? Hope you guys are having a great night. Thank you, Tracker. Appreciate you hanging out with Matt and taking time to keep us informed. I have to back that comment up. Thank you, man, for taking the time. I know you're really busy guy, so thank you, dude. We really do appreciate you, man. We really do.
Well, that means a lot to me, dude. This is a break for me. This is just getting to chill with you guys, hang out, like kind of spitball what the week's going to look like too. It's kind of nice being able to do this right at the start of the week, because we get to look at what's to come.
Yeah, we usually do this on Saturday, and I had to postpone it. So thank you for making the time to be for being here with us, man. And if you guys are just coming into the stream, I'm gonna make sure as soon as YouTube processes the stream, I timestamp it, and usually it is by the next day. So we'll timestamp what we talked about this evening. So, but yeah, and there was another. So we're gonna get into the questions towards the end of the stream, but we heard some major details about GameStop, you guys. So in case you missed it, though, really quick rundown. That Friday is being heavily rumored for in-store. Is that gonna be for PS5 and Xbox, or just
I'm
PS?
only hearing PS5 right now. Yeah,
Just
disc
hearing PS5.
PS5
Okay.
GameStop on Friday.
All
So yeah,
right.
check in with your local locations and see what they tell you. And feel free to relay that to me and Matt, and we'll just continue to build up the information as we have it. Yeah, I've gotten so many people at this point who've called and confirmed that I have it included in my newsletter for the week. I'm going to start trying to do that just to have the newsletter up, give you guys some of my thoughts. So anybody who does want to subscribe to it, I'm going to try to write up a new newsletter every weekend so we can kind of get a quick review of the week and then we can look at the week ahead. I did include Ant Online in the newsletter this week, so it's pretty awesome that they
Ooh.
dropped first thing today.
Oh man, you
um,
predicted Ant Online in your newsletter. That's
yeah, that
cool,
I wrote
dude.
on Saturday.
Real?
So
Oh,
that's always fun.
guys, you gotta subscribe to the newsletter, guys. If Tracker
Yeah, I'll
wants,
try to share it a little bit
he can
more.
drop it
Yeah.
in the chat if you want. If you guys want to bookmark it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could do
Oh,
that super
Dumb
easily.
Skits is asking, is it free? Do you charge for the newsletter?
Oh, oh man, I would never charge for that newsletter.
There you go, guys.
Yeah, it's completely free. Completely free.
That's
I don't
amazing,
I don't
man.
believe in having paywalls on that kind of stuff because, you know, if we are actually out here for gamers, and this is just my perspective, if we're out here for gamers, then we shouldn't be trying to profit off gamers in every possible way. You know, an affiliate link is different because that's not charging somebody for something. You guys don't have to pay if there's an affiliate link. And me personally, I'm barely affiliated with anybody. Um,
Yeah,
so
man. I hear you, dude.
yeah, you know, you guys never have to donate to me. You never have to pay to subscribe to anything. I want to have as much information freely available as possible. So the link that I just dropped there is for the most recent article. I do a review of last week, and then I look to likely restocks. One retailer I'm focusing on is Walmart right now because it's just been so long since they've restocked. So I have some pretty detailed tips in there for you guys to consider.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. There you go. And you guys heard it here. I mean, a lot of we got a few people asking about Walmart. And so that's gonna be a good way, through that, through Trackers, a newsletter, free of charge. He's not charging. This is the reason why I appreciate Stock Tracker and Killer Cam, and all the people that I follow. The certain tracking accounts that I follow on Twitter at 1VideoGameDude. Those are the people that I trust. So if you guys don't want to think you might be getting into, like, those are the people I trust, basically, is what I'm gonna say without going too much into detail. On my Twitter at 1VideoGameDude, check out the tracking accounts that I follow, and those are the ones I trust, you guys, without getting too much into detail. But speaking of Walmart, that's a good segue because we had a few people ask about Walmart right now, and
Sure. Yeah.
we can jump into Walmart Tracker. It's been a
Yeah. Let's
while.
do it, man.
It's been a while since they dropped, right? Thank you guys so much for the 19 likes, by the way. It helps keep the lights on here. Appreciate you guys. But it's been a while, right? Tracker for Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. Walmart hasn't done a restock since like mid December, I want to say, because they were trying to kind of pump them out for Christmas, and they did a pretty good job of that. Um, yeah, but we haven't seen a Walmart restock in about that long, so it's been almost a full month since we've seen a Walmart restock. This would definitely be the week for them to come back.
A full month. Yeah, wow. It's been that long, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was
Wow.
around like maybe the 13th or the 16th, something like that for Walmart. It was like mid-December though.
Is there certain days that we can kind of be more alert for? Like, is there certain days that they like
Sure.
dropping?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not used to being able to like plug my own newsletter, but I do mention in the I mentioned in the newsletter.
Yeah, dude, go for it, man. Do it.
Yeah, um, so weird for me. But yeah, common days for Walmart tend to be Mondays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays. Obviously they didn't do anything today, so the next best thing is to look out on Wednesday. And then the most common times that Walmart tends to restock is either 12 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Eastern. It's usually one or the other. So that would be something to look out for. And the other thing about Walmart is that they will post up on the site the exact time, usually the day of a restock. So they'll like update the PS5 page and then it'll show. And when it shows that, it'll also indicate whether or not it's a paid member drop or just an everybody can jump in kind of drop.
Okay.
And yeah,
for the Walmart
it'll
Plus, you mean?
Specifically paid member. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if it's for Walmart Plus, it is going to be a paid member thing. They don't allow free trial memberships for that. But if it's a public drop, then yeah, anybody can jump in. The last drop that they did was a public drop. I do remember that.
Right, yeah, the last one, yeah.
It might be that they're due for a member drop, actually, thinking of it that way. But we'll know before the drop happens whether or not you need to be a paid member.
You know what, you get some extra cool perks by being a Walmart Plus member, one of which I used actually today. There was a huge line of people, and you're able to do there's a perk in there where you can scan items like while you're shopping, and just scan if you have a debit card. I mean, obviously you'll have a debit card linked if you're paying for it to your Walmart account. You can skip the line. You can skip the line, you guys, and we all know how
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of a little bit of there's a caveat to it though. You can skip the line, but my Walmart, and it depends on your Walmart. I mean, you can literally go to any you can go to the pharmacy, you can go to electronics and let them know I just need to scan my QR code and pay for your purchases, and then you could just leave without having to stand in line. But for my Walmart though, there wasn't a very like a designated area. It was the first time I ever used it. So in the front, I stood in line, but it was a bit faster for me. So I was buying like 4 things, so I just scanned my QR code, and I was good to go. But then they let me know like at the front that you could go to any like area like electronics, the paint department, pharmacy, automotive, wherever it is they have like a theme where you can scan your QR code, you can skip the line. So yeah.
Wow, that's pretty handy. And I know you get like free shipping too with that, so that does make me want to say for people, like if you do get any kind of membership for any kind of retailer, just to get a console, do whatever you can to get the most out of that membership. Like I'm a really frugal person,
right?
So if I signed up for Walmart Plus, you can bet that I'm going to try to maximize my benefit there.
Definitely. And then speaking of paying for memberships, there's one membership that has it depends on who you ask, but did you want to say anything about Walmart before we move on to Best Buy?
Well, just that when Walmart restocks, they usually restock, all 3 consoles. And by all 3, I mean, disc and digital, PS5 as well as Series X. And yeah, so they could skip digital, but, they usually do drop all 3 when they do. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Yeah, and we'll know for sure the day of a restock if it's a member restock or not.
Awesome, man. And I will start so starting this week, you guys, I will try to keep on top of that more than I've been. So if you want to drop me a follow at 1VideoGameDude, but Stock Tracker and his Twitter account is linked in the description in case by some crazy chance you're not following him already with those alerts on. His link is in the description. And let me tell you guys, man, he's been going hard on this. He has really been going hard on this. So if you want a PS5 or Xbox Series X sooner rather than later, you're gonna want to follow him. So
yeah, and when you guys do get your consoles, I like to remind people too, like, feel free to turn off notifications if you don't want to get like alerted. One thing that I do that some other accounts don't do, and that some people just don't like, is that I retweet happy gamers.
I
like
love seeing that
like,
stuff, man.
I know, man. And like, there are a lot of people who stick around just to see that, because when you get to the other side, when you get to the greener pasture, you're like, yes, I got my console. And then you want to see other people happy and stuff. So
Right.
that's one thing I do, but I don't retweet drops. So there's actually a way to turn off retweets if you guys want to, or if you don't mind and you just see the message and it says RT, you can just ignore it. But yeah, that's one thing that I will do. But my alerts will always have that, like, a little siren symbol at the front, so you can kind of discern them from other things. But yeah, I'm tracking every restock. Like, I'm not just gonna announce when the major retailers restock. When Ant Online restocks, I'm gonna tweet it. When Gamefly restocks, which they did today for the Series X, I'm gonna tweet it. And again, I'll say it, like, I don't make any of these bundles. I didn't make
Right.
Gamefly's bundle or anybody else's, but I will tell you guys when they're available with a trusted retailer. That's the thing.
We have a $5 super chat by Brian Broderick. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. It does go back to giveaways. Brian Broderick says, just a small token of gratitude for you guys being so awesome. Listen to these guys and you'll get what you want. Brian, thank you so much for the support, my friend. We appreciate that, man.
Much appreciation. Yeah, that's really nice, dude. Thank you.
Heck yeah. All right, Tracker. So speaking of memberships that we pay for, right, for added benefits, let's go ahead and get into Best Buy, which has that Total Tech membership. That's $200 a year, and depending on who you ask, there's a lot of people out there that can find the value in this. But do we know anything about Best Buy for this week?
I consider Best Buy pretty unlikely this week, just because they did 2 consecutive weeks of restocks. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't restock before Christmas, but they restocked the week after, and then they restocked last week, which was the first week of the new year. So I think that they're less than likely for a console restock this week. But they do like to restock often, so I always consider it a possibility. If they're going to do some kind of member event, it is usually on a Monday.
Yeah, usually on a Monday for members only, and obviously we're done with Monday, right? Spinoza says Walmart Plus is wonderful if you have the gas stations near you. Spend less than $35 for multiple orders and all that jazz. It's just like the Best Buy one for us who live rural and not worth it. So yeah, I mean, like what Tracker was saying, what are some of the added perks? Just to give me a reminder here with Total
Sure.
Tech.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of different benefits that work for some people and don't work for others. So one of the biggest benefits that people do like is that if you have like any Apple products through Best Buy, you get Apple Care included, and Apple repairs can be pretty expensive. So that can very quickly pay for itself. Just the 200 alone can be paid for in terms of Apple Care. I'm mostly an Android user, so that doesn't really apply to me as much. There's also benefits with like appliances. If you get certain appliances, you can get free installations. So that can be really good for some folks out there, not really important for some people. So yeah, there are those kind of perks. You also get protection plans when you buy anything through them as well. So everything that you buy is going to automatically have a protection plan included if you buy it through Best Buy with a Total Tech membership.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's a good value, especially for those. I mean, depending on who you ask. Me personally, I probably wouldn't make much use of it, but if you're someone who buys a lot of appliances throughout the year, it does pay for itself. Especially with
Yeah.
those Geek Squad, it's like a Geek Squad warranty, right?
Yeah, yeah, you get, I mean, that's the thing is like you get all kinds of protection stuff. You get you know, Apple Care. So in terms of like tech protection and those kind of benefits, they're definitely there for you. So there's a way to make it work. But yeah, like for somebody like me, I don't get many different like I don't really buy appliances regularly. I don't I don't have any Apple products. Um, I'm usually pretty careful with all my electronics. Like I only really get protection plans for things like a new phone. If I'm getting a new phone, then I might get something like that. But yeah, you know, like some people are gonna love every single part of Total Tech, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is stuff I was gonna get anyways. Like this
Yeah.
just makes it cheaper," and that's great because then you're like, "Oh, and it also helps me get a PS5." Then you're a really happy Total Tech member.
Yeah, you're totally getting everything Total Tech has to offer at that point. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there are going to be perks like that. I mean, you know, it's not like you're just if you are going to just pay that $200 and use nothing else to get a PS5, then that's maybe not the best way to go. Because there are bundles that are easier to get in that case, and that would be my alternative for you.
Console Kingpin says something that's actually, I agree with this. Sometimes
Yeah,
he says Best Buy drops lately have been frustrating. Confirm your account a million times, then it spins forever until they are sold out. Is there any tips you can give us, Tracker, to try to make this process a little bit more comfortable for us?
yeah. So what we call that is the verify loop. When it has you consistently trying to confirm who you are. Um, this happens whether it's a member drop or a non-member drop. What when it happens most often, it's usually when people have several tabs open and they're all trying to like they're trying to queue in multiple tabs.
Yeah.
But I've seen this happen. People just queuing in one single tab. One of my more recent recommendations for Best Buy, and by more recent I mean like in the past month or more, I've been suggesting this. But especially, yeah, if it's a public drop, I would actually start the queue while you're signed out, not while you're signed into your account. So make sure that you're signed out before you even click the add to cart button, because when you click add to cart, that's when the queue opens up. If you do it this way, what I've seen is that in most cases, it you know, so you're starting signed out, you click add to cart, it has you get to that verify step, you click verify, and then it has you log into your account, and then once you log in, it goes straight to checkout. It doesn't go back to the product page usually. That's been my
Okay.
experience with the browser. So that's one potential way to kind of avoid that verify loop issue. Yeah, start the drop totally signed out. You can also do it from an incognito tab signed out, because sometimes like cookies in your browser will also kind of create a loop even if you're in one tab. So the best way would probably be just to open incognito browser, copy and paste the link over there, because if you're in incognito, you're already going to be logged out by default.
Okay.
So then you can click that queue button or the add cart button to get into the queue. And as soon as it has verify, you know, you just log into your account and it should be at checkout. That's
Awesome.
that issue. But of course, then there's the issue, right, where you can't find a store nearby.
Mhm.
That's a whole other ballpark. For that, I say, you know, just keep changing store locations, refreshing at checkout and stuff, because, you know, those can kind of phase in and out. So, yeah, Best
Right.
Buy can be a little bit of a pain. That verify loop issue in particular, though, is really frustrating. I totally get that.
It is, man. And Console Kingpin says, good info on the Best Buy checkout process, Tracker, and thanks.
Yeah, you bet, man. Hey, definitely let me know how that works for you.
All right, you guys. So some of the questions we're getting, we'll try to get to them at the end of the stream. But there is a good segue comment by Johnny Medellin that is asking about the Halo Series X. He says
Uh-huh.
Halo Series X was relisted on GameSpot. Any hints as to when it would release? So, what GameSpot, the website, Johnny? Are you saying that the website GameSpot reported that it was restocked? Because I'm just gonna give my 2 cents because I have been following the Halo Xbox for quite a bit of time now. And then I'll ask Tracker about this. But really quick, what I gotta say about that is that I am under the impression that Halo Series X is pretty much finished for major retailers, but these Halo Xboxes have been included in invites that Microsoft have been sending out. So until further notice, I don't feel comfortable saying they are done selling at retail price, but I do believe they are now being exclusive to these invites. And if you guys want to increase your chances of getting invited to buy a Halo Xbox or Xbox Series X, you can check out some of the videos in the description that I made for you guys. There are some things that you can do to your account settings to opt in for these invites. But what do you think, Tracker? What do you think about the Halo Xbox Series X? Are we done for like now in terms of retail or?
You know, I this is kind of so I have a couple different thoughts about this. For one, once we start thinking that the Halo Xbox is gone, somehow GameFly ends up finding more of them.
Gamefly,
So
right? I know they
yeah,
just
and it's like a beefy bundle. Like it's like $1,000 bundle.
it's beefier than that value menu at Taco Bell.
Oh man, I see. I still haven't uninstalled the fast food apps, and I really need to get around to that, man.
I had to do it. I had to do it finally yesterday, man. I was like, they keep sending me coupons. I was like, I cannot stick with this low carb diet if I keep getting coupons. So I
Oh,
uninstalled them.
dude,
Yeah.
no, I get notifications on my phone that are like the local team just scored 100 points. You get free chicken nuggets. I'm like, don't even. I don't need to hear about that.
Yeah.
This is
But
bad news, man.
the,
No,
these
yeah.
game.
So in terms of,
I'm sorry. Go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, no, in terms of the Halo Xbox, I do feel like, you know, the 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 most consistent thing is probably going to be these invites if they're going to be doing them. Like if they did actually do like another full production wave of the limited consoles, then it's most likely that they will distribute those via invites primarily. As far as like major retailers getting them again, I still feel like there's a possibility for it. Um, and really, it just comes down to the main reason that they still have those pages up, and I don't understand why they wouldn't just, because like Best Buy's site, they'll mark something as like discontinued if they know that they're never going to sell it again, usually. So I'm just like, are they keeping those up because they don't even know, or are they keeping them up because they do know and they're just waiting? So
Right.
it's really hard to say what's going to happen with major retailers. Um, I'm joking about GameFly, but I'm kind of not joking. Like they totally could come through and somehow have,
Yeah.
like 50 more Halo Xboxes that they want to somehow sell for $1,000. Um, but
Really
and
quick.
Fingerhut might have Fingerhut again.
Finger Hut. Before we get into the Finger Hut, oh my days! So I got so much to say about Finger Hut. Nick Mose, welcome to the channel, my friend. Thank you for saying yo. We see you, Nick Mose. What's going on, man?
Yo,
But what were you saying about Finger Hut? Because that company really has. Anyways, I'll kind of I'll save that for a solo stream. But what's going on with Finger Hut, man? Are they still have they ever sold out of these 1,000 plus $800 bundles of the Halo Xbox?
Oh, so Fingerhut, they didn't sell it in a bundle. Instead, they charged like $800 for the console. So basically, I mean, it's like
Good
basically scalping,
heavens,
right?
it's a Betsy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and like I don't want to have like the Fingerhut police coming after me for calling them scalpers, but I mean that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But one of the benefits of Fingerhut, you know, if anybody's ever used it before, is that you can actually finance it. It's just like going to errands or something like that, where you'd get like an electronic thing that should not be over $500, and by the time you're done paying it off, you've paid like $1,000 or $1,500. You know,
Yeah.
like it's one of those kind of rent to own things that is not so great. But yeah, so Fingerhut has had the Halo Xbox. They sold them for around $800 altogether. And you can pay for it outright or you can finance it. And they've consistently sold out. Like when it comes back, it does sell out. So
Right.
yeah,
Oh, do they
kinda,
sell out of those like? And you know what? Like I went through Fingerhut when I was younger, and I've shared this information before. That's the way I was able to afford my PS4 that came with like Uncharted 4 when it was like a new release. And it is a good credit builder, but I was paying for it for quite a bit of time. So just you guys, you gotta make sure, you know, if you want to go down that route, make sure. We got Nick Mose. Welcome to the crew, my friend. Newest subscriber to the channel. Welcome, my dude. Thank you for the support. But what I was gonna say is that, you know, just make sure you read all the fine print before you jump into something like that. But they sold out before, huh? Is and they
yeah, they sell out. They sell out every single time they've posted that Halo Xbox console. And I think, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are kind of on the fence and considering paying upwards of $1,000 for it. So if they see that it's available for like $800, it's a little bit easier to make that decision. So I do get where they're coming from.
right.
I see here QVC is the worst offender.
Yeah,
QVC is
somebody,
so bad.
you know, I did a stream one time basically crapping on QVC, and I got attacked worse than you will ever imagine. And I was like, yo, I respect QVC if they want to sell me some like shampoo and soap and stuff. But for the love of all that's holy, just next time please stay away from consoles.
Yeah, just leave them. Just leave them.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
just
just
leave
my
them,
opinion
QVC?
though.
Like,
That's just my opinion, guys.
don't do that to us gamers, man. That's not all right.
Yeah, there was one bundle that they were selling that they were including a recharge station, but for PS4 controllers. That was kind of weird.
Oh my. Yeah, I don't put it past them. Yeah, QVC has the Halo Xbox for $1,100. No doubt. Like QVC is the retailer that's going to scalp the scalpers, you know?
Yeah, they're like,
Oh
yeah,
my
we'll show
goodness.
these scalpers who can do it better.
No,
Anyways.
man, I've had like really thoughtful followers like trying to help me out, and they'll be like, QVC has PS5 in stock. I'm like, I know.
I know. They should have them in stock.
I wish they didn't, and they really shouldn't. Oh man.
Ronaldo Leon, what's going on, my friend? Is asking where is the restock happening? What's the is? I know this is totally out of the blue, but when's the next restock for what console, Ronaldo? Do we get any PS Direct invites? If you guys want to increase your chances of getting invited to PS Direct, you can check out one of the videos that I have in the description. But is there any?
So
Yeah.
there's some news actually with PS Direct.
Ooh.
If you guys have checked out the link that you would usually use to register, there's been like a 404 like web page error when people click on the link. And a lot of people haven't been able to try to register for PS Direct.
Oh, that link that they
And I
have,
think,
right? to register
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Because they originally made it so that like you would have to just like agree to certain account settings, just like with the Microsoft thing that you have the video for. You have to change those settings to get the promotional emails. Well, later on, as we know, like they created an actual page that's like a register to buy page or register for a chance to get a PS5. And you would just click a button if you're signed in, and then it would say, "Hey, thanks for registering." Now, if you click on that link, it goes to a 404 like web page error page.
Hmm.
And I think actually, I'm not sure. I don't think I got to watch the full video, but I think Scrubbing reported on this as well yesterday, maybe. But there's that issue going on with that link now.
That's
So
very
I think some people
interesting.
were concerned. Yeah, I think some people are concerned, right, that this thing is just going away. I'm kind of curious if they might start bringing back the public queues, because they had on that page that it was like mainly through the holiday season that they were going to try to meet demand by doing the invites instead. Well, the holiday season has passed, so it does make sense that they would actually pull that page. The only question is like, what are they going to do next? Because they're going to do something. My
Right.
first thought is that they might just go back to just a good old public queue.
And if that's the case, I mean, that's kind of backing up something I said on stream like a last week, and even on last night. I said it last night. I kind of feel that we're getting towards a place where if Sony is pulling that emailing list, do you think that they're getting a little bit more confident in terms of like where their stock's gonna be, like how healthy their stock is gonna be pretty soon for PS5?
Yeah, I think that they're probably feeling a little bit better about it. And too, like I said, like with that register page, it did mention that it was like primarily for the holiday season. So it really does make sense to me.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that they would consider going back to the old queue, or maybe they have something different planned, but they're definitely gonna, like, when they get it worked out, they're definitely gonna start selling consoles again. And I don't think it would be just for invites anymore.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that's going to be a relief for a lot of people, because I know people have been registered since that even started and have never gotten an invite. So I know for those folks, they'll appreciate even just the chance to have a stab at the public queue. And there are ways to actually like improve your odds with the public queue too. So I'd be kind of excited for that.
Amor says, stock tracker, I contacted support and they said they added me to the mailing list.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. But before they had this page where you could register for the mailing list, they were inviting people. They were doing both like an invite system and also a public queue, right? So maybe they've reverted back to that, but we shall see.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know for sure yet, but
Yeah.
yeah, I have a strong feeling that we might see the public queue again, and that's just me for right now. And
Alejandro,
yeah, I saw
I
that.
I see Alejandro's
Yeah, we haven't seen
question.
any invites. Yeah, we haven't seen any invites for Microsoft yet this year. The last time we saw them was, of course, last year, and kind of like before the holidays and stuff. I think we're going to start seeing those again before the end of the month. That's at
Well,
least my thinking on it for right now.
we'll definitely keep you updated, Alejandro Bautista. I just love saying Alejandro's name, man. Alejandro Bautista. Pranked Film says, do you think scalping could get worse with the new VR coming soon? I hope not, since you need the PS5.
We were talking about that privately.
Yeah, we were talking about
You and my
that. Of how
Yeah,
hard
with Cam, we were
scalper.
talking about it. We're very curious if that might happen. Um,
Um,
yeah. Oh man, this is one of those times where I wish Cam was here, because then the three of us could chat about it. Because
yeah,
yeah,
that's
we've
what I
been
was gonna
talking about
say.
it.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, yeah. So Cam makes some really good points, and I'll just like throw them out here for you guys. Because he made some really good points about it. Like, for one, not everybody's into VR. That's one thing. Like a lot of people are just not even interested in it. And so it's very niche. And the other part is that a lot of people, even if they want to get into VR, they don't actually have like the space in their home or their room to do VR stuff. So it's not really an option for them. And then some people, like can really only afford the base PS5 when the VR comes out. I think we were all kind of like the three of us were kind of in agreement. It's probably going to be around $399, so $400.
About 400.
That's not going to be super accessible to everybody. So I think I suspect the scalping on the VR headset itself will be rough. I think the scalping on the PS5 might just get to that point where there are so many of them out there and they keep producing them at such a rate that, it's still going to be a challenge, but I don't think we're going to see something like where scalping prices for the PS5 are going back up to like $800 or $900 or something. But I'm remembering as well, Cam did make the point that like these groups that, buy out everything, they're going to try to inflate the resale price of anything new, basically. Like anything new gaming, that gamers might pay extra for, they're going to try to squeeze you for whatever. So just expect that once those initially launch, you're probably going to see some really stupid prices. And we need to look no further than the Xbox fridge, because that fridge is $100.
Oh boy.
And people were buying that fridge for the same price as a Series X. So please don't be one of those people.
Yeah.
Because, oh my goodness, I could not believe that. And it did sell out that fast. Like we were there for the Target drop. When they first dropped those online, it sold out faster than a console. But at the end of the day, it's a fridge, and they're able to produce fridges way easier than a console. Right. And as far as VR stuff goes, a lot of VR headsets use like the Oculus headset. It's basically using a chip that you can like find in some cell phones, like some older cell phones and stuff. Like it's not the same kind of technology as a gaming console. So I think they're going to produce the heck out of those, especially because the profit margins are really good for Sony. So just don't be on that first wave of people being like, this VR headset's $400, but I'm going to pay $800 for it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it goes back to that fridge. There is some artificial scarcity being produced by these scalper groups and scalpers that made people feel like they were giving the people FOMO, the fear of missing out. But like even Jake Randall, the man himself, said like it's not rare, it's not gonna be rare, and it's not. It's not, you guys. And I'm thinking this is what it's gonna happen with the VR headset. The first wave, maybe you won't be able to get it the first wave, but don't ever fear that it's gonna be unobtainable, because it will be. So don't fall for that fake first wave of drops making you think it's gonna be hard to get. And that's a good segue into Target, because Target is where on Sunday mornings I've been recommending you guys looking for an Xbox Series X, and Tracker has reported this on Twitter as well. KillerCam1020 also. You want to go and see if you're looking for an Xbox Series X and you want one like as fast as you can get one, I would really recommend to go in on a Sunday morning into your local Target, and because we've been seeing these pop up quite frequently in store at Target, the Series X systems, and not only the Series X systems, but also these fridges that were supposedly so rare back a couple of months ago, right? I mean,
yeah, you can definitely find those fridges in stores. If you guys are looking for a Series X, if you're near any Target stores, you can check any day of the week, really. If you can check early in the day, that's usually the best. But it's one of the best ways to find a Series X without having to buy a bundle. And, resellers aren't targeting those as heavily as they were before. So, because in a lot of cases, as we were talking about before, like as we were looking at, for instance, on StockX, like a lot of these resellers were selling at a loss, actually, in some cases, like $20, $30, $40 loss. So they're not as heavily desired right now. And I think a lot of resellers are just scared to even deal with them anymore. So, there's not going to be as much competition in terms of that for finding them at Target.
And going back really quick to Ronaldo's question about the PS5, he was asking when is the next drop for the PS5. And we're kind of on the subject of Target, and Target had a pretty sizable drop, I should say, of disc editions last week, right? For store pickup.
That's right.
Yeah. So, what's the probability we could see Target drop again for the PS5 this week, you think?
I think it's really low. And that's mostly because Target usually kind of operates on not like every 2-week evenly kind of basis. Like they can do consecutive weeks, but they're not quite like Best Buy in terms of how frequently they can restock. Best Buy really could restock again this week. They really could. There was a time before where Best Buy did like, goodness, I want to say it was like 7 or 8 weeks in a row of PS5 restocks. They could, but Target has always been more like a every 2 to 3 week kind of retailer. They've become more frequent lately, so I'd be comfortable saying like every 2 weeks or so. Okay. But I think last week was pretty substantial for a lot of stores, and it was in stock in a lot of locations for quite a while. So I don't really think that they're going to be doing anything this week.
So when it comes to PS5, would you feel comfortable in saying that we don't have anything confirmed, guys, okay? But what's looking really good, I believe, is what Stock Tracker told us earlier about GameStop this Friday. Would that be a good place to kind of say, hey, maybe I can get this PS5 this week? Like, be looking towards best GameStop for Friday?
Yeah, I would say if you're trying to get one sooner than later, and you're okay with a bundle, personally, you and I, we were okay with a bundle. Like we got a bundle. I know I've personally never regretted it. If you guys are okay with getting a bundle, GameStop stores are definitely going to be having some stock on Friday. And it's not going to be every store, but if you want to avoid, that's the other thing is like, if you get to buy it in store, you're not having to wait on shipping. So you get it the same week, the same day. As soon as you see it, you pick it up. It's yours. You're taking it home. You get to play. So I would say at this point, GameStop is the closest that we have to saying that any retailer is confirmed this week. Because I've had so many people coming in telling me that they say, yes, my local store confirmed the 14th, and it's the 14th every single time, and it's PS5 every time. So I would say, yeah, if you're trying to get a PS5 as soon as possible, GameStop is the closest thing we have to a confirmed retailer this week for in-store. And so I'd say contact your local store as soon as you can and just ask them. Like, are you guys going to be having PS5 this week? I've been hearing something about, maybe Friday. And they'll probably tell you.
There you go, you guys. Hopefully we were able to answer a lot of those questions we had in the chat here. There was a question here. Okay. Really quick, I think Jay Gonzalez asked a question earlier. Where are the Total Tech Mondays? No longer promoting this after the holidays, just the standard Total Tech discounts from what I've seen. Did they stop promoting that on their website about the early console restocks?
Yeah, they haven't really tried promoting it via email or website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was another question. I think they were asking about Walmart's. I saw it just right now. Oh, what's up? What's up, man? What's up? I hope you were doing good, my friend. Thank you for swinging by. Earlier, he was asking about, if you guys already talked about Walmart and Microsoft. Hopefully, we answered your question. If you got here late, then I will have these time stamped by tomorrow and edited down. Pranked Films says, Tracker, do you know when we could expect the Steam Deck per quarter?
Oh, Steam Deck.
Ooh, that's that
This is, you know, this is
behemoth
fun.
looking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So Steam Deck, I know that it was delayed. I did see that because I was kind of sad news. It was like the very,
Oh,
very
it got
sad but very
delayed.
expected news. Yeah, Steam
Ah,
Deck.
maybe
Yeah, they had a
hopefully
post on it.
hopefully they can put those thumbsticks where they belong. But never mind. Go
Goodness.
ahead.
Oh man. Let's see. So what's the most recent update on Steam Deck? Because I remember getting the email. I have mine pre-ordered. They say okay, here's the official website. They say the launch of Steam Deck will be delayed by 2 months. Based on our updated build estimates, Steam Deck will start shipping to customers February 2022. Well, we're getting pretty close to that. There will be a new start date for the reservation queue. All reservation holders will keep their place in line, but dates will shift back accordingly. Reservation date estimates will be updated shortly after this announcement. So if you do have a Steam Deck order, you should be able to see a new estimate. So basically, if you did have one that was set for like Q2 of this year, Q2 of this year, then it's probably pushed back to Q3. And that's probably the biggest difference of all, really. But you know, at least according to their most recent update, and this was at the end of November when they posted this, I believe, or mid-November, that you know, we're going to start seeing Steam Decks coming out, like actually getting to people as early as February.
Ooh, I can't wait for
That's
that,
really
man.
exciting. I'm actually really stoked about that.
I I wanted to pre-order one so much, but then I realized I was like, I don't got money. But I wanted to though. It would have been a cool
I was like,
unboxing.
I have $5 for the pre-order.
The day they announced it, I was like, heck yeah, I want to pre-order. And I looked into my wallet and like a moth flew out, and I was like, oh yeah, that's probably gonna be an issue.
Yeah, you kind of need money to get that thing.
You kind of
At
need it.
least it's not like the Aya Neo though, man. That thing is steep. That is steep.
Oh,
I think
fudge.
it's like $300 or $400 more, and it's not even.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not even better. Like the Steam Deck is better in several different ways. So again, like I don't want to like diss any particular company and have their like
yeah.
ninjas or their police come after me, but yeah, Aya Neo is not as accessible as the Steam Deck,
Wait,
and I know the Steam Deck is not even accessible to a lot of people.
is that the? Because I mean, obviously we've seen a lot of the, especially they popped up on Kickstarter, right? Like after Steam Deck got announced, all these like duplicate looking portable PCs. But was is that the one that has the detachable controllers? Like what a Switch? There's one that looks like a Switch, and like you can actually detach the controllers also.
I'm not too sure. I don't. There might be
Okay.
something like that. I don't know, man. It's kind of like everybody's trying to fill the gap
Yeah.
where like Nintendo Switch has like where people feel that Nintendo Switch has let people down.
Yeah.
Like in terms
I
of, you
just
know, not having a 4K screen or not having this or that. I honestly love the heck out of my Nintendo Switch. Like I got to tell you guys, and I might have said this before, but I play my Nintendo Switch more than I play my PS5. And some people out there might say like, "Hey, man, well then just give me your PS5 if you're not going to use it."
no, it's mine.
Yeah, no, I like looking at it.
And
No. No, I like my PS5. But I play the heck out of the Switch because it's super convenient, you know, and it's like really appealing. But
yeah.
um, there are a lot of like different kinds of handheld consoles that are trying to like fill that gap or also try to be, you know, like the next gen console, at least in terms of handheld. I think that Steam Deck is probably going to be the best. Now we might be coming on and talking about this not long from now and saying like, "Wow, Steam Deck was so bad." But I feel really good about it. I think Valve is putting a lot of work behind it. And I'm
Yeah.
excited because I have like a massive Steam library that I can't wait to actually have mobile.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do.
I
I've
have
been,
so many games on Steam. Yeah.
and there's games on Steam that I can't play anywhere else, especially like older games. The Suffering is one that I bought for Steam recently, and I don't play much on PC, but that'd be cool to play it on a Steam Deck.
Right? I mean, there's just so many different games that I would love to have mobile like that.
Lee Gee says, "Do you guys think Microsoft will do a public drop soon or email only?" I'm just gonna speak for myself when I say this, but I do think they're only doing email invites until further notice. There's no indication right now that they're gonna do a public drop. But what do you think, Tracker?
Sorry, who Microsoft doing a public drop?
Yeah, like what do you
No,
think the or do you think the next drop that Microsoft does will be public or just like are they sticking to
well,
email?
that's actually a fair question due to like what we've been seeing going on with their prices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that they'll probably stick with the invite thing just because it's easier, and since they already started doing that. But that's actually a really good question because it seemed like that was kind of their response to Sony doing the same thing. Like having the invite system leading into the holidays and trying to make it more fair and stuff. I definitely don't think they would do a public drop for Halo Xbox because that would just be brutal and sad, and they know it. Um, but we might eventually see a time where like there's just regular Xbox Series X just sitting there on the website, and resellers aren't buying it because they don't want to deal with the risk. One other thing to think about with the invite system is that when they would invite people, it wasn't just for the console. It was an invite to buy a console bundle. So that does
Right.
incentivize them to continue doing invites.
Right, exactly. That's true. Uh a a more 12321 says, "How the heck are you so fast at tweeting on Twitter the drops, Tracker? What is your secret, man? Do you want to share your secret?
I
How
don't
are you
sleep a
so
lot, and my computer is overworked.
Yeah, guys, Tracker literally does it like by hand. He doesn't have any kind of artificial intelligence tweeting it out for him. He's there.
Well, I
And
yeah, I have things that go off, and then I'm always there to filter it because I'm desperately trying to not like post something on accident.
when do the heck do you sleep, bro? Like I saw you awake at like 3 in the morning the other night. I was like, yo, someone's awake with me when I was tweeting random crap in the middle of the night.
Oh man, yeah, no, yeah, it's weird. My sleep schedule is like not even a schedule. It's like I'll stay up super late and then I'll just wake up really early. And basically by the end of the week, I'm sleeping really hard, like just catching up on stuff. So that's usually how that goes.
Right,
Um,
man.
yeah, and trying to get some gaming into it. Last night I was planning to play. Speaking of my Switch, I was planning to play my Switch a little bit, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up, my Switch was just laying on my chest. I never played it at all.
Oh man, yeah, my Switch is gonna put in some overtime come January 28th when the Pokemon Grand Theft Auto Edition comes out, aka
Yeah.
Pokemon Arceus. I'm ready for that one, man.
Dude, I can't wait for that.
That one's yeah. I'm pretty hyped about that. I just need to go sell some plasma to buy it. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Uh, because I think it is $60, right? It's gonna be like a $60 game, unless you buy it from
Yeah,
Walmart.
yeah.
Walmart has it for 50.
Oh, do they still have it for 50?
Yeah, they still do because I went to my Walmart earlier today and they still sell games $10 less. I think when they
Oh,
first
that's
come
right.
out.
That's
I
right.
mean, I saw Pokemon Pearl and Diamond for $50 today at Walmart.
That's nice. That's good to see. I
Yeah.
ended up getting, I think I got Diamond. I got it from Ant Online because they had the family membership with it. I was like, that's actually a pretty good deal. The family Switch membership.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Is that like the one that do you get also the N64 games with that membership or
No, that would be the expansion pass.
yeah.
God, I'm still trying to get used to all that stuff. Like I haven't even activated the Nintendo Switch Online membership, but I know that the family membership usually costs $35. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll buy that and
My
buy the game for its regular price and get that for free, basically.
right, right. Might as well, right?
Yeah, so that was a good deal. Dude, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for the Arceus game. Uh, I like the idea that you can be attacked by Pokemon now. This is a good time. Good time to be alive.
It's yeah, what got me is that it's like an origin story for but I think for Pearl and Diamond, it's like Cheeto Gaming, what's going on, dude? I think
Hey.
I gotta admit something about Arceus though. I was under the impression it was gonna be an origin story for like the OG Pokemon game from like '96, but it's actually an origin story for Pearl and Diamond. I don't know how many people knew that. I'm
Oh, I
I
didn't know that personally.
Yeah, I'm still down. I'm still down to check it out, and it makes sense though because I mean Pearl and Diamond came out recently, so I think it was part of the same direct, so it makes sense that they're all kind of like associated with each other. There's a crafting system. What in the world?
Oh my.
Now this Cheeto Gaming live with the breaking news. It's not only Pokemon Grand Theft Auto edition, it's Pokemon Grand Theft Auto Minecraft edition. I'm down, man. Sign me up.
Minecraft.
Sign me up, man. Hell yeah.
It's like yeah, with some Breath of the Wild mixed in there.
Let's Pokemon Breath of the
Oh
Wild,
man.
Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto, Doom edition. Let's go, baby. I'm hyped though for January 28th. And speaking of which though,
Yeah, man.
speaking of crafting games, we had a PSOG 007 remark that OLED rocks, but he's currently playing Stardew Valley on it with the wifey. It doesn't do it justice. But looking at Metroid Dread next to play, that's a hell of a good game to play next on the OLED. But man, Stardew Valley slaps, bro. If a game can
I
slap,
freaking love Stardew Valley, man. It's such a
yeah,
good game.
hell yeah. I first played it on the Xbox, but Stardew Valley is a really good game. I loved it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's such a good time. And I mean, it's a passion project. It really was. Like this one dude was working on it for so freaking long. And you don't
Right.
see that often. Like a true like indie story like that actually becomes such a massive success.
Oh, to the next comment here. Kevin says Microsoft added a new option to buy in store certified refurbished Series X. To buy in store? But it's not available yet. I know they sell Series X refurbished on their website, but I mean, if you're talking about in store, then what Best Buy sells it in store? Depending on the area, you could buy like a returned Series X. I don't know if that's what Kevin meant. Amor says, question, have y'all heard of Hot Stock? Yes, I've heard of it. It's really good for Target
Mhm.
restocks. If you're wanting for Target restocks, sometimes I got pinged like on a local restock of a PS5 and it could have been like a canceled order, but they're really good about alerting you for local Target restocks.
Yeah, that one's fully automated. So, there's always the risk of like false alarms and stuff. But,
Yeah.
if you're okay with just checking it, seeing if it's there or not, and then just going about your day, it's a good resource.
Alejandro Bautista says, "Do you feel the Steam Deck is gonna be worth the price?" What do you think, Tracker?
I do. I actually do. Based on what I've seen, the specs. I mean, the fact that it really is like being designed as like a mobile gaming, like PC, basically. Like that's kind of the idea and the vision behind it. if it really is something that can be treated kind of like a, you know, like a mobile gaming PC with like Windows and like that kind of stuff. I know it's gonna have
Yeah,
Steam OS on it, but
man, people are gonna
I mean, if you
like
can
mod
really
the
use it like a computer,
yeah.
I think that's going to be kind of crazy if you could have like, you know, like Microsoft Word on there and spreadsheets, and like people could actually use it for work, and you can dock it and connect it to a screen, and then you can actually take it around like a Switch. I mean, that's like the best vision of it in my mind. And in that case, yeah, I think it's worth about, you know, $600 ish or more.
People are
Like
gonna
I paid so much more for this laptop, and it's like I can't take this thing anywhere, man. It'll die in like an hour or less.
I can't. I'm streaming off a 1999 iMac, and I can't take that everywhere. It's a
Streaming
bit.
off a ham radio right now.
I'm streaming off a Morse code machine. Anyways, and everyone who's watching the stream are like, "Yeah, you're buffering like you are." Uh, whatchamacallit? Yeah, Cheeto Gaming. Yeah, for sure, dude. I'll check it out. I didn't know about that crafting system. That's
Yeah,
news
I
to
gotta
me.
get in on that.
Cheeto Gaming with the breaking news, man. Lee G
This
said,
is the news I need, man. It's like the Pokemon news to get me like really amped for that release. I
dude,
don't know actually when my copy of the game is gonna come in. Um, because I ordered it from Japan.
ooh, you got that import version, huh?
Yeah, you might be wondering why on earth a guy would do that. But I'm a little bit of a Pokemon card collector as well, and in Japan
Oh,
they had a listing that you know, there are a couple different variations on the listing, and one of the variations includes a promo card. And so I was like, okay, well, I kind of need that. And
yeah,
like my partner needs a copy too, so I got her a copy, and then I'm gonna have two promo cards.
nice.
So I had to get that. So I'm hoping that it'll get here like before the end of January. I know I'll be cutting it close. I might have to buy an English copy to get me by.
I hear you.
um,
Yeah.
but one of the benefits with the Switch is that it's not a region locked system, so you can buy, you know, a game from Japan and still play it in English. So, but the cover art and the words and everything that are, you know, in the booklet and all that, it's all going to be in Japanese, and I think that's just going to look cool on display.
Oh man, that's what I was gonna say. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah. And then the game itself, though, like you can choose English, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, I mean, everything else is going to be in Japanese. The promo card too, is going to be in Japanese. Like people are going to be paying good money in the U.S. for just the promo card. So I'm like, I'm just gonna, you know, pay retail price for the game, a little extra for shipping, and then I got the promo card and don't have to buy it.
Right. Leaky is asking how
Yeah, it's
many.
gonna be good, man.
Leaky is
Oh
asking
yeah.
how many old Nintendo games do they have on the Switch? I haven't had a Nintendo since GameCube. Man, Leaky, where have you been,
Oh,
man? You're missing
we
out
got
on.
to send him a Switch.
I
Stat.
know. Send this man a Switch. I mean, they with the game with the expansion pack, you can play N64 games, but they don't. You know, to be honest with you, Leagy, they don't have many. I wish their Switch's online store had as much as what the Wii U has. I held on to dear life to my Wii U because you can still get a lot of cool Game Boy Advance, N64, and Wii games on the Wii U. And unfortunately on the Switch though, they haven't really expanded it too much. But hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Spinoza says, I want it. Parajest says the Steam Deck looks dope. And Lead Geese,
Agreed.
it does look pretty cool except for the thumbsticks, but that's just my opinion. I'm just gonna I just needed to say that really quick. Leagy says I called Microsoft. They said when the refurbished Series X is available, it will be for $59.99, but you gotta buy a game and a controller to get it. It will be a bundle only, she said. Yeah, I mean, you know, fudge. I haven't seen a used Series X, but apparently it's a thing and it's on there. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh man, 007. Yes, 007 on the Switch.
I used to just pause the game for the music, and I used to bump to the music. Me and my brother used to bump to the pause music just for the hell of it. It was so it it
Right.
was bumping, bro.
That game is such a vibe. Oh man.
Hell yeah. Leagy says I've been on Xbox for almost 20 years, and that's cool, dude. That's cool, man. It's all good. Cheeto says I'm just waiting till they add 007 World is not enough on Switch. Oh, the world is not enough. Oh, that's the yeah. I hear you, bro. Let's go. GoldenEye got leaked for Xbox, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I did hear about that. So is
Yeah, I'm so amped for that. That's where it's at, dude. Oh
now
my god.
now is are we talking about the N64 GoldenEye? I mean, with the Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
My God, how much money did they give to the studio for that? Because I know that was a big deterrent for them for a while. They needed to shell out that.
There's been some really good coverage on this actually. I was watching RGTA 5 the other day, and he was talking about how like MGM was saying like they weren't actually standing in the way of Xbox getting it, so it's like Nintendo was kind of fighting on it a bit, but eventually like Xbox did get the full rights to actually have it up. And so the achievements for the game have leaked online. So it's set. It's gonna happen.
I'll stop.
Yep. Yep.
That's
It's gonna
amazing.
happen, dude.
That's
Yeah, it's gonna be so
awesome.
much fun.
And Cheeto, that's true. Cheeto Gaming, Microsoft does own Rare. It's just that for the longest
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
I was hearing that like they didn't want to pay like the price to they have to pay the studio because they're using the movies entity in the game. So that's very interesting though, man, and I'm glad that they did it. I'm glad that they shelled out that money because I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. That's awesome. GoldenEye, Xbox. Woo wee. That's something to look forward to for sure.
Yeah,
Guys,
this is going to be a good year for gaming, man. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. We got all these new releases coming out. We got freaking PSVR 2 coming out. Steam
man,
Deck.
it's yeah,
There's some promising stuff going on.
it's an amazing time to be a gamer for sure, man. And I love that everyone here joined us tonight to talk about the restocks, but not only the restocks, gaming in general. Tracker, my dude, thank you so much for making time to swing by, and Cheeto Gaming, of
Yeah,
course. But
yeah, man, always.
before we wrap it up, my friend, is there anything you wanted to say before we start ending here?
Just want to say, I appreciate you guys being here. Like this has been a really good chill chat. I know like towards the end here we got more into just general gaming conversation,
Yeah,
which I really appreciate and enjoy. It's fun, because like I would like to think we're all here because we're gamers. So yeah, just looking ahead at the week, do the best you can if you're trying for a console. Just know that it can be frustrating sometimes, but take a step back when you need to. And when you do come back, you have a lot of people who are supporting you and have faith in your ability to get this thing done. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll keep you guys posted always.
for sure, man. Tracker, my dude, thank you so much for being here, my friend. And
Always.
hopefully we can talk to you soon. I'll hit you up about Saturday. We can do another one on Saturday because I know this week it got a little bit weird with the scheduling and stuff. But we'll keep
Sure,
you.
yeah.
I'll keep everyone updated on Twitter at 1VideoGameDude, and of course Tracker's Twitter is right there in the description, my friends. If in case you should be following him, you should be following him. But yeah, dude, thank you again so much, and yeah,
Yeah,
much
much love, bro.
appreciated, bro.
Have a great night.
You as well, man. Thank you so much. Guys, so thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. this was our a special Monday stream of the Tracker and the Dude, where we got Stock Tracker in here with us. Guys and girls, until we see you next time, much love going out to all of you. Thank you so much. And until we see you next time, you guys, stay safe and stay awesome. You're cool. Guys, we're gonna see you later, man. Yeah!